Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining me once again. I'll get in for another exciting episode of The Greatness in You. I was thinking today and just think about what we spoke about the last time about your greatness, your purpose and potential, and that we were created to be kings and queens and rulership of the earth. We were given 5 areas of dominion rulership. Dominion means complete control and authority over a certain territory, area, land, species, air, atmosphere, and environment. You and I were made in the image of God to be kings and rulers of the earth. Now, I know this is hard to swallow because most never heard the terminology, and especially in a democratic society such as ours, the word kings are not used. We use democracy. Well, what you need to know about democracy is ruled by we the people. In the kingdom, it is the word that is ruled there, and the rulership start with I the king. Because in the kingdom is only the mind of one, but in the democracy is the mind of many. So in a kingdom, a king is not voted into power. In a kingdom, a king is born a king. But in a democracy, we vote our leadership into position. So we the people control the power. Now I want to give you something that we talked about last time from Genesis 1:26. From scripture, we can see that it is our birthright through Adam and Jesus to live as king in this world and in this life. The question is, what has stopped us from living such a life? The simple answer is a lack of knowledge and understanding of who we are and what we're designed to do. Let me give you the scriptures. In Hosea 4:6, it says this, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou should be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget your children." Hosea 4:6. What's he trying to tell us? If children didn't know that they could walk, they would have been satisfied with crawling. Similarly, if you didn't know that you could rule and reign in this life, you would be satisfied with just existing from day to day and struggling. Wow. That says so much. That speaks so much volumes to what's happening. Most people are not living life, they're existing. Why? Because life has no meaning. Why? Because life has no purpose. Everything about life is to manifest purpose. Here's the question. We now have what is called bottled water, Deer Parks, Avion, and a different type of bottle. What do you do, and what do you think you would do if your water bottle, whose purpose it is, the bottle's purpose is to carry cold water for you, but the bottle develop a hole? Will you keep it or will you throw it away? Well, we all know the answer to that one, don't we? We will throw it away, because why? That bottle ceases to fulfill its purpose. Interesting. What happens now if you bought a pot to cook in, and then the pot develop hole in it? Would you keep it? Would you throw it away? You throw it away, because why? It ceases to fulfill purpose. So all around us, we see that everything has been designed to fulfill purpose. So then we can say this: the success of the things around us is now built into its ability to fulfill the reason for its creation. Now here's the key. What's the purpose of the sun? To provide for you and I heat in the summer. What's the purpose of the moon? Provide light by night. What's the purpose of the stars? Again, to shine in the sky. Everything fulfills a purpose. So if everything around us, the tree outside your door, if you look outside, what's the purpose of that tree? Was to grow big, have limbs, create for you shade. Some trees provide for you fruit. If it doesn't provide for your fruit, guess what? You will cut it down. If the tree doesn't provide shade but is dry and wither, you will get rid of it. So if everything around us is designed to fulfill a purpose, then when it fulfills purpose, then we enjoy it. Here's another thing we never thought about before. What is it about a flower that draws you to it? Is it when it's just coming out the ground with a hard ball on top? No. What you're seeing happen is that it was a seed planted. It's growing through the process of the growth process, but this has not manifested its, whatever word is used here, is its glory or its purpose yet, right? Because you don't know what type of flower it is until it opens up. So as it continues to grow, that flower, that ball is going to open up into a beautiful flower with all kind of colors. What is it that draws you to sniff that flower? Isn't it when it's manifesting its purpose? And the beauty of its purpose being manifested draws you and I to it. And it forces you to come over and sniff it. Why? Because when it opens up, it wants to release its seed so it can reproduce itself. So the beauty of a thing, when it manifests itself, the fulfillment of an apple tree is when it gives you apple. The fulfillment of an orange tree when it gives you orange. If it's just a tree with leaf on it, that has the potential to produce fruit, after a while you look for fruit, don't find it, your natural tendency is to cut it down and destroy it. Because why? It's taking up the air, the earth, but it's not giving it any return on the reason why you bought it. It's not fulfilling its purpose. So I say to you then, what about you and I if you don't fulfill your purpose? What do you think the Creator will do? Interesting. Will He keep you or will He throw you away? Just a thought to ponder. But the idea is that because you have such potential, do you know that even if you fall flat on your face going forward, because you've been designed for success, you cannot fail? Because God creates everything for success. Why? Because He attaches His name to His creation. And if His product fail, His name fail. By the way, that's why every manufacturer provide some kind of safety program to protect the product. They always tell you to do not, then they tell you do. And that's why they require you not to read the instruction manual. Why? Because they want you to get the full potential out of the product. But most of us are smart, so what do? We start to experiment with the product. We don't want to read the instruction. We just want to go based on our past experience. And because of that, we're now, and especially the cell phone, we're operating on 50 apps or features, yet the phone has 500 potential. Here's the question. By the manufacturer's understanding, by his created product, do you think you and I operate in 50 apps on the phone? We call it success. But do you think the manufacturer would call it success? No, he would not. He would call it failure, because there's 450 more apps available to you that you know nothing about. You're operating at minimum requirement, and yet the maximum has never been reached. So what I'm trying to tell you is, when we start to operate at the minimum, there's so much more greater potential that we're carrying. And if you're willing to reach for the stars and reach for the sky, there's no limit to you, because you have greatness and success built into you. Everyone at the sound of my voice has been designed for success. You are designed for greatness. There's no limit to what you can do. You have greatness on the inside. You have not tapped into your full potential. Here's the key. So the goal that you have in life, and the goal you should be after right now, no matter what age you are, how young, how old, is to find your purpose. Once you find your purpose, life will start to make sense. Everything will start to fall into place. You'll get up each morning with a purpose and with meaning. You will now have an expectation towards the future, and all of a sudden you no longer look to the past anymore. Because why? Your future will be brighter than your past. So as a result, you will get up every day with hope, with expectation, with joy in your heart. Because here's the key. And one of the key points I make in teaching and speaking about this area is that because we were created and our days have been written down in the book of the Creator, He knows every step we're about to take. Then I say it this way: your tomorrow is God's yesterday. Your future is His past. Where you're going, He's already been. So where you're going, you need to know when God says, trust me, is because He designed you for success, and He knows He has a plan He's working on. Even though everything may be chaotic for you today, everything may look bad, you don't see the tomorrow, God said, trust me, you're going to make it to tomorrow. Because why? Because every step has been ordered by God, and every hair on your head are numbered. I knew you before you were born in your fashion and born in your mother's womb. You were created there. I knew every hair of your head are numbered. You are designed for success, and there is greatness in you. So you get up every day with hope, with expectancy, and you get up today to make a plan for a brighter tomorrow. Today may be a failure, but don't let today be the measurement of your future. So here's the key. You want the end of your life, if you live your life properly, to be greater than where you began. And if you find purpose and you live your life according to your purpose, then at the end of your life, when you finally finish up this life, you can leave this life and this planet without any regret, because you'll find and fulfill your purpose, your greatness. And by the way, as a byproduct of finding that, you'll make the world a better place. Your dreams, your visions, never for you. It's always to make mankind's life easier, make the world a better place, to bring success and greatness to the world. And if you've done it right and find your purpose, then guess what? When you die, you don't need a tombstone, because your legacy will be remembered whether they met you or not. You have greatness on the inside. Thank you for listening to the Greatness in You podcast. All episodes are available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. If you like the podcast, please rate and review on iTunes, as this is the best way to help spread the word about this podcast. Also, if you'd like to support this podcast, don't forget to visit the Greatness in You Patreon page, where members will have access to exclusive content and other words of encouragement. And if you're interested in finding out more about your purpose and potential, check out my book, The Greatness in You, which is available at Barnes & Noble's, BAM Bookstore, and on Amazon, as well as many other places. Until next time, remember, there is greatness in you.